All right. So guess what? We're gonna have to redo that intro because obviously I was not put into the stream yet. So thank you so much for those of you who are able to stop by at this point in time. I know this is unusual, all right, for me, because usually I do my interviews later on in the day. I'm gonna start shouting out people as always. All right, we got Jen, we got Brett, we got Miss Megan, we got Blind, we got FM, we got Just Bill, we got Runner, we got all these amazing, beautiful people in the stream. What's going on to everybody? And as you chime into this amazing stream, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so and gently tap that subscribe button. All right, you'll be helping me out a lot. All right, so like I was saying. So this interview has been postponed and delayed so many times, and it's a funny thing because PCI and I would chat in the Instagram DMs, and every time we would try to set it up, we would end up kind of like postponing it like a week in advance or like a month later, and finally I think it was yesterday or a few days ago where he was like, listen, man, we got to get this. We got to make this happen. We have to make this happen. So I'm like, you know what? You're completely right. So we actually were able to confirm this yesterday. And I know something is going on their Facebook page as it is, like right now. If I'm not mistaken, there's a live catch going on over there. But I do have one of the team members going on to the actual interview right now soon. I sent them the link to the stream, but I'm doing a little intro beforehand, all right? And of course, I'm gonna pull up some footage from some of their catches on their YouTube channel. That way, those of you who are not familiar with them yet can get familiar with them, all right? And then we'll get on to the actual interview itself, all right? So we got Mr. Peanut Butter versus Predator in the house. What's going on? And if I miss you because StreamYard is weird like that, I am sorry. I still send you a great big hug, like Barney. All right. But yeah, that being said, okay, before I pull up anything on here from PCI, Predator Catches Indianapolis, I do want to remind you guys. Recently, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the message on my Instagram because I want to make sure I announce this and kind of like let you guys know. But I know most of you know, all right, Miss Julie Harmon, all right, and Blonde Java, and they've recently have something going on, right, to where they're trying to develop a channel, and they recently had their first stream. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to find the exact name. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Colorado Pet Catchers, all right? And I do believe that stream was either last night or the night before last night. Unfortunately, I tried to make it. I really did. But unfortunate events happened in my personal life, which did not allow me to get to that stream in time. So, I felt terrible. But at the same time, it's if you can make it, you can make it. But if you can't make it, like you can't. So, but I wish I could have made it because I know they probably had a great stream going on over there. But just a heads up, they are going to be working on something together, Miss Julie Harmon and Blonde Java. So look out for that. As soon as I get more information on it, I'll let you guys know. But I'm trying to let you guys know in advance because, we are all supporters of each other, and that is extremely important to me for us to help each other out and support each other in any way, in every way possible. All right. So I do have PCI on the other side waiting. And before we get to him, I'm going to pull up, like I said, some of the content from the YouTube channel. That way, once again, if you have not been acquainted with their content, it's a simple, quick way to get acquainted with their catches and how they do things. So I've already seen, I can't say all, I want to say like at least half of their catches because there's a lot. I believe there's over 20. So I'm going to pull up one that I haven't seen yet. That way I can give a slight reaction to the catch. And I won't put the whole thing. I'll put like maybe like 3 minutes of it. That way you guys can enjoy it and I can enjoy it. And then we can get on to the interview and all that good stuff. So just bear with me here as I share the screen. And of course, click that extremely microscopic small share audio button, as always. All right. And let's kind of skip forward to the actual confrontation.
Oh, hi. Hey, what's up? Sorry, but I'm the wrong way. I was looking over there.
Yeah,
Let's skip it over to here.
Is that her decoy name? He believes he is meaning 15-year-old Kelsey. And he's on his way. And we're just waiting for him, and we're fucking ready. That is him. I'm kidding.
Now, I am aware that it would help to kind of go back a little bit, to the actual chat logs and see exactly everything that transpired before the actual confrontation. But this is just a quick way, like there's a word for that, like a crash course type of way to kind of like show you guys how they go about things within their catches. So for right now, that's what we're focused on. And then when we get to the actual interview, we'll talk more about everything else.
That happened really fast.
I don't want to get too far though, bro.
He took the fucking bait. We're on our way. No, it's fine. I feel like Erick. Should I just walk in like I'm like going into the bar again? And if that lady is mean, I'm like, oh, I'm going to pee.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh my God, Kelsey, I know you.
Yeah.
Should I do that? What do you think? Should I do that?
Let's go. Let's just do it.
Guys, so fun. Here we go.
Yo, Bill!
Bill!
Man
you
of the hour, bro. You all right, man? Hey, we know what we're here to do, man. Why are you here to meet a 15-year-old girl, man?
You wanted to meet up? Said she's, friendly. I'm a friendly person.
So that's
Okay.
That's okay for
Do
you?
you know how old she is?
At first, no. I mean, then she told me, and then I thought she was joking. We joked around back and forth. And
Are you sure? Because
just a setup or something.
we have all the chat logs.
You got what you got?
What
Do
the
you
fuck
have
you
any-
doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Do you not have any remorse?
Said, do you want to hang out? And I said, yes. I mean,
A 15-year-old girl.
I didn't know that until after we started talking. And you guys got the log. You see, she did tell me that after. And then
She did tell you, and we all, every single one of us have the chat logs. We know.
Bro, I just asked you if
We
you
know.
had condoms, and you said, yeah, but you don't like to use condoms. But you got them. I'm not.
Can you take your hands out of your pockets, man? Just okay, that's cool. Just take them out. Just keep them out of your pocket. Just so we know, we're not here to fight or anything like that. No, we're not.
All right. So I'm gonna pause it right there. Because I had to tease you guys with something. So that's a quick teaser. All right. On one of the catches. It's one of the latest catches that they did. All right. At least as far as the YouTube channel goes. It's one of the latest catches that they have posted up. But we're gonna get to some of that in a second. All right. But I'm gonna leave it paused right there so I can finally introduce the man of the hour. All right. All right, brother man.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Fantastic. I hear you just fine. Crystal clear, crispy.
Right on,
All right,
right
just like
on.
my chicken. All right. So before we get into it, my man, how are you doing today? Let me just ask you that.
I'm doing good. Doing good today, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing blessed. I'm doing great. I'm alive. right? Most people can't say that, so
All
it
praises,
happens.
all praises.
Exactly. That's good to hear, man. So let me start the interview, all right, by asking you what actually motivated you and inspired you to start all this. Because if we look at the YouTube channel, all right, let me just show everybody this, okay? If we go to the YouTube channel, all right, you have already almost 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I did notice that, I mean, I could be wrong. I did notice that on Facebook you have a stronger following. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, on Facebook we have about 86,000 on Facebook. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we blew up pretty big on Facebook.
Now, why is that? Why? I mean, that's a good thing, mind you. Okay, because I'm aware that a lot of people prefer to use Facebook and all that. It's a great platform and all that. But at the same time, you know that's a huge difference in support. Why do you think that is?
Well, one, I think the lives going live helps. You know, we go live, people share, people are sharing it. People like watching live videos. So the lives is definitely what helps a lot. And I think there are more people that are active on Facebook. You know, I mean, more people that are like, they're on it every day. They're doing stuff every day. There's not as many people are on YouTube subscribing and following and doing all the same stuff they're doing on Facebook. Also, YouTube, we got our channel taken down like twice on YouTube, so that didn't help at all. We got behind on the YouTube videos, so we haven't posted a video in a few months. So, you know, since we're constantly posting, going live on Facebook, the more you post videos, the more traction you get, the more people are viewing your stuff. It's getting shared more. YouTube, we haven't posted any videos in a while, so that has an effect on it. Like when we're posting more videos on YouTube, because I have another YouTube channel, so I know how this stuff kind of works. When I'm not posting videos, I'm not getting that many followers. When I'm consistently posting video after video after video, I'm getting followers, subs a lot quicker, you know?
No, that's a actual that's a fact, because I noticed and by the way, I decided to show my face because although it's burnt from a recent traveling experience that I just had, that I just came from a few days ago, I decided, you know what the heck, if y'all love my my light skinned face, you know, when it's all in all its glory, then y'all like it like when it's toasty and darker, so that's fine. But I've noticed that when I used to like post consistently, and that was my motto back in the beginning when I restarted this channel. It was a video a day, you know, and nothing gets in the way. And that took a toll on me big time. I seen the gains of like the support and the followers and all that. But as soon as I said, all right, I'm going to take it down a notch, I'm just kind of like, take it easy. I noticed like the following and the support kind of like went down like a lot.
Right.
And YouTube does that because of the algorithm and how it works and all that. So I noticed that. But yeah, going back to the actual topic at hand and what really matters here. Sir, what inspired and motivated you? All right. What kind of like triggered you to say, I'm gonna start catching predators. I'm gonna start confronting pedophiles and all this. What happened? When?
So I started about 10 months ago. You know, before I started, you know, a lot of people are, you know, upset and pissed off of how the justice system is treating predators and you know, pedophiles and, you know, anything in that category of child abuse, you know, and all that. They're not doing, the justice system is not doing what it should be doing. You know, guys are getting, you know, they mess around with the kid, they get caught with the kid, they might get a couple years, few years. I mean, there are some instances where they'll get 10 years or 15 years. They'll do hard times, but a lot of times it's not happening. It's just not happening. These guys get off easy, way too easy. And that pissed me off, you know what I mean? So I was already angry with that before.
Okay.
And then I, you know, watching YouTube videos, I stumbled upon groups that do this. You know, I saw Predator Poachers, DAP, OPP. You know, I was seeing these videos, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like they're actually doing something about it. You know, I've always wanted to make some kind of difference in the world. You know, I wasn't really doing anything, but this is something I thought this is something I could actually do. You know, it's inspired me to do this. You know, it's good work. It's good deeds. We're protecting children, and I have a blast doing it. It's a lot of fun doing it. I mean, there's a lot of stress and pain that comes with it, but I love doing this. So yeah, those other groups really inspired me to do it.
That being said, and you kind of sort of answered the question I'm going to ask now, but I want you to kind of like, I guess, dig a little deeper. And honestly, you know, you can express yourself however you want. This is an open platform. I don't, I don't censor anybody. You know, later on, if YouTube wants to take it down, that's on them. But as far as I go, you know, speak from the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Would you say thus far, because it's been well over 20 catches under your belt and up until now, would you say this is like your calling in life right now? Or okay, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like I was supposed to do this. Like I definitely feel like the Most High is calling me to do this. Definitely. You know, this is, I don't know. I've never really thrived in anything like I'm thriving in this. And it's such a good thing that I'm doing. You know, it's
Agreed.
It's such a good thing, and I'm thriving off of it. And you know, I started a whole organization. You know, have a lot of support. The community loves what we do, so I definitely feel like, you know, this is my calling for sure.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear, man. You know, the reason why I asked that, okay, and I have to ask it, is because throughout my time interviewing different of the predator catchers and all that, and kind of like looking into a lot of these other teams that are either on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever it may be, you know, I really want to get to know the person, and that's why I do these interviews, is for me to get to know the person, you know, doing all this, and for the people to get to know the person or the team behind the channel and account. Because some people, I'm not going to name names, the chat room knows, but some people, all right, have been out here doing this. And while it's a great deed that should be done, they do it for the wrong reasons. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Already right off the bat, I know your heart is in the right place. I know you have a good head on your shoulders, and I know that you're doing it for the right reasons. But there's other people, once again, that will not be named, that you know, slowly but surely we've come to know that, like, all right, well, I mean, he's doing it, that's great, but we kind of see like the underlying like purpose of it. So it's like the support and all that. But that's good to know that you're in there for the right reasons, man.
For sure.
How does your family feel about you doing all this?
They love it. They're really proud of me for doing it. Real supportive. They love it. They love it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but in the past, I want to say maybe a few months ago or so, I've tried to go on catches myself, right? And the times that I have gone out for confrontations and catches, my family, they're the first ones to be like, oh my goodness, make sure you have some kind of protection on you. Who's going to be there with you? Who's going to be watching out for you? Where's this going to take place? You know, so I could imagine that although your family loves what you do, I'm sure there's some level of worry and concern here and there, because you never know what these guys are up to. You never know what they have on them. You don't know their intentions, you know, like, and that's another conversation that we'll get to soon. But that's good that your family supports you on that, man. The team, how many members does the team consist of? Because every now and then I'll see, you know, obviously your face, but then I'll see like other people's face on there. How does the team consist of?
So right now we have 3 branches. Soon to be 5. So we have Predator Catchers Indianapolis. That's my branch. We have Predator Catchers Muncie and Predator Catchers Anderson. All us 3 together, there's around 15 people around that. You know, we'll have some people there. They kind of help out. We have people come and go. You know, we have new people. We've had people that were here for a minute, but then they're gone. So it's around 15 right now, around that.
No, that's a good, solid number, because when people ask me, mind you, I'm nowhere near being a predator catcher yet. All right. But I observe a lot, and I talk with a lot of you guys, and I ask and I pick your brains and all that. And for the most part, to my understanding, a good team is anywhere between 3 to 5 people. 3 being, you know, a conservative number, like safe, but not too much. But
Right.
5 being like, okay, well, if something goes down, there's enough people to like pick up the pace and help out however, you know, need. Like if something goes down, God forbid, you know, you got enough people to handle the situation.
Right.
So that's good. 15 people, that's that's more than good. Now, I know I had sent you previously a lot of questions, but you know, I am gonna ask some of those questions, like the ones I already asked up until now. But I do want this to be as natural and as organic as possible, as a normal conversation. That being said, talking about conversations, before you go out to actually meet up with these predators and pedophiles and all that, you know, how do you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally so that when you're actually doing the confrontation, you don't let your emotions get the best of you and say, I should just slap this fool in the face. I should just punch him in the mouth. Like, what do you do to prevent all that?
Well, you know, I always remember the goal. I always remember what we're doing. You know, I always remember that, you know, slapping the shit out of some guy, it might feel good for a second. They just, which I want to do every single time. I want to slap these fools so bad, you know, which they deserve it. They definitely deserve it.
Right.
You know, if I slap the dude, that is justified.
Right.
but you know, it's easy to remember that if I do that, now I'm going to be in jail or something. Now this predator is a victim. He gets to walk while I get put in handcuffs. And then that jeopardizes the whole organization. Like they'll come for us, they'll shut us down. And that could hurt the whole movement. You know, because a lot of people, because our groups like us, we're under the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So some people are looking at any little thing to point at us and say, see, this is why you shouldn't do it. If we go around slapping dudes, you know, you have a group over here in another state that wants to start doing this, they'll go back and look at our group and say, see what they did here? This is why you can't do this. It's inciting violence or enticing violence or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
nice.
Yeah, so I remember that, you know, and I always remember that me exposing them is way worse than an ass whooping. It's way worse than an ass whooping. If I beat their ass, they're gonna heal in a few days or a couple weeks or whatever. You can't heal from a video that's on the internet, bro.
Yeah.
That thing is on there. The internet does not forgive, bro. It's on there. You know what I'm saying? So it's way worse. I'd rather if I was a predator, rather get my ass whooped than be blasted on the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's one of the greatest answers that you could have given me, because not to mirror what you said, but I mean the best punishment for any, it could be a guy or a girl predator, doesn't matter, any type of predator or pedophile, right, is for us to keep calm and say, I'm not going to deal with you. They're going to deal with you in jail.
Right,
So
right. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to leave it in their hands.
Right. Yeah, we don't have to do anything, bro. I just post a video. Whatever happens. That's on them. You'll get yours though eventually.
Exactly. And I had my brother on here one time, and we were talking about it, and he's a pastor back home on the island in Puerto Rico. And he said it very clearly. He's like, listen, the best punishment, and you and I both know, is as soon as that person gets into jail, you're going to have a big, warm welcome, a group of guys going like, oh, you like doing things to little kids, don't you? All right.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah.
You're not gonna drop the soap. I'm gonna slap the soap off your head.
Oh, good.
Oh man. But no. All right. That back to business. Back to business. So okay, within these different organizations, okay, because you mentioned you had 3, okay. I'm assuming that you are the brain of all 3, like meaning you keep kind of like everything organized and say, all right, well, what we got on this latest catch that you've been talking to me about? How's the follow up on your catch that you told me about? Are you the one that kind of like keeps everything like linked in and kind of like knows the ins and outs?
Yeah, to an extent, you know, obviously I created all the groups. I'm not like so much like micromanaging everybody. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, we're all in a group chat. We have group chats, you know, we're all in, we all talk to, we all keep tabs on who we're talking. So I don't really have to do that. Even if I wanted to do that, I don't really have to do, I don't have to do that to that extent. Like, cause we're all, I have a really good team. Like, my team is pretty good. Like, they're all on it. They keep tabs of every guy they're talking to, constantly talking to each other. You know, we become pretty good friends and almost like a little family, if you want to say that.
That's good.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah. So I don't have to necessarily boss everybody around or anything. Like, everyone's pretty good at following the rules, you know, making sure they talk the way they're supposed to be talking to. You know, they're not communicating with the predator the wrong way to where police, if they want to pick up a case, they won't take it because we're enticing them or whatever. Like, my team's pretty they're on it. They're on it, man.
That's good. Which follows me to my next question. How did you go about kind of like branching out and selecting the people that are under your different teams? Like, was it people that were already around you that knew what you were doing that said, hey, I'm interested, I want to help, how can I do that? Or, you know, did you kind of like do one of those like job listing search, like, hey, you know, I'm looking for people to
right
to stop this?
Yeah. No, so well, at first it was a couple people that knew me personally would reach out and say, yo, I want to join, you know, whatever. So some of the people already knew, they reached out to me. And then some of these other people, I didn't know them, but they're in the area. So I kind of knew of them. And some of the people that I knew on the team, they knew them. So you know, somebody knew somebody and they reached out. They said they wanted to help. We had a few people reach out that no one knew. I brought them along, kind of had a conversation with them and just brought them along. Like, I wasn't very strict on who I brought on, which now we are. We're becoming more and more strict on who we have on our team.
Good.
Because we have to be very careful.
Good.
You know, so, you know, so I pretty much just let a few random people come along. Luckily, it's worked out. I haven't gotten anyone crazy on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Good. You know, the reason why I asked you that is because everybody needs to know, okay, that getting into this type of work, because it is work, it's something that you kind of like almost walking on eggshells with kind of like something that you said earlier with how to talk to the predator, like what to say, what not to say, you know, knowing like what the do's and don'ts of talking to the predators. And from that point all the way, even when you meet the person, you know, and confront them, what are the do's and don'ts? You know, like not blocking their path, not getting in their way, making sure to get the license plate, making sure, you know, the person matches up with whoever you have like on the chat log or whatever. So many things that you guys have to make sure that you're like on top of, like white on rice, that I'm assuming that the people you have on your teams, they already know, you know, they're prepared mentally and they know the ins and outs of how to do all this. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, do you plan on, because you said you have basically like 3 teams, do you plan on expanding even further, or you think those 3 teams is good enough for now?
we do want to expand more. We do want to have a few more branches in different states. So recently we just I already told you no. We're done. T-Coy, we're done.
I had to. It was there, so I had to pull it up.
It's down. Now what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So we just became a non-for-profit. So
yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so we want to branch out more and do bigger and better things other than just catching predators. Obviously, that's going to be the main thing. That's what we do. That's what I love doing. We have, but we have a lot of goals in mind. So we definitely want to branch out. We do have two other groups. They're called Hunters vs. Predators. They're in Franklin, Indiana, and Bikers Against Predators. They're in Warsaw, and they're going to become two more branches underneath PCI.
That's crazy. I'm about to look them up. Bikers Against Predators. That's gonna be some scary stuff.
Yeah, it's not what you think. It's not a bunch of bikers like
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be a good approach, though.
Oh yeah, it would. We know a few different bike gangs that we've talked to. Hey, you should come with catch.
Yeah, there you go.
It's probably going to happen in the future. It probably will happen, like to scare the shit out of this predator.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
scare tactic.
Oh yeah, very good scare tactic. But yeah, Hunters vs. Predators, Bikers Against Predators. They're both on Facebook. They don't have a YouTube channel yet. So yeah, they're just on Facebook. Both, more good people doing the right thing. Like they kind of do it the way we do it. They handle things the right way. They're not too aggressive. They don't make too many jokes. They have a good balance like we do.
That's good. That's good. All right. So within the areas that you try to cover, have you noticed if there's like differences of like the frequency, which with you guys like finding actual like predators versus like, okay, like in this location that we covered, there was like 2 or 3 catches versus this other area that we covered had like maybe like 1 or like barely 1 predator. Have you guys like noticed like changes of like the amounts that you guys encounter? Or
it's kind of hard to say, because like we'll go through phases in each city. Like like I'll be in Indianapolis, I'll catch like 6 guys this week, and then I'll go 2 weeks without catching anyone in Indianapolis. And then over in Muncie, they're catching a guy each day, and then they'll go through a phase where they're not talking to anybody. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to judge.
It fluctuates a lot.
It does. A lot.
Okay. So from the beginning of you starting to head out and doing this, which by the way, if I may ask, okay, because I could assume all things here and there, but I'd want the actual facts. What was the actual like, or at least the approximate date that you said today I'm gonna set out like to do this or whatever? From that point up until now, like when was it, and what have you learned from then up until now? What has changed with like how you approach the confrontations? What have you picked up on as you pass every catch? Like what have you learned?
Right. There's a few things I've learned, like what to say, what not to say. I mean, from the very first time I started this, I kind of handle it the same way I do now. I think it's just because I watched so many videos like this right before I started. And like I said before, I believe that this is something I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I don't know what it is. Like I said, my calling, I guess you could say. So I think I just had a natural. I'm just kind of like a natural at this. I'm not trying to brag or anything.
No.
Or sound arrogant, but it's just something that kind of comes natural to me. So my first catch, I kind of handled it exactly how I handle catches now. So, but there's a few things that I've learned, like how to chat with guys, when is enough for police to actually want to get involved? If they want to, if police want to work with us, how much evidence do they need? What does the predator have to say? You know what I mean? Because some police departments, it's not enough for like the predator just to say sexual things. Like, you know, we were working with one department, and we had a case. So we were working with them. We would get a guy, and we would call him, give him the chats. This is when we're meeting him. We'd meet him, and then the cops would show up, and then we'd arrest him after. So there was this one time we handed over evidence of this guy we were about to catch, and the guy was saying stuff like, "Are you a virgin? Oh, you should know what you like licked and rubbed if you like older men." You know, he was talking kind of vulgar, but he wasn't saying anything that he wanted to do sexually to her, and it wasn't enough. Like, we were like 30 minutes. It was like 30 minutes until we were supposed to catch this guy, and the detective was like, "Yeah, that's not enough." I'm like, what? You know, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But okay, that's one thing I learned. Like, they have to say something like sexual they want to do. It's just kind of a bunch of small things that I've learned.
And not to cut you off, keep thinking about what you're gonna say. But I hate to bring, and everybody knows in the chat room, I bring this example every now and then when I talk to some of you guys. But I hate to bring it up. I don't like South Park. I do not condone it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But there's an episode where the chief, okay, he's out here trying to catch like a hooker or something. And
yeah. Freeze!
Yeah. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, we need actual evidence. So
bro. Yeah, bro. Hey.
But that's how it is in real life. It's like they're waiting for someone to like be killed. Okay, no offense to the police, no offense to the cops, but that's the way they make it seem. They wait for someone to like I don't want to say the word because I know it's a very delicate word, but they're waiting for someone to be assaulted in certain ways to then say, okay, they've done it. Now we have enough to go on, and because they actually did it. Like, you're gonna wait for something to happen to handle it? Like, really?
Right. Yeah. They wait till there's an actual victim.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like this. That's funny because I remember I saw one catch. I can't remember who they are. I think it might have been Predator Poachers something. I don't remember. But the guy, the decoy, he's meeting a guy, meeting a 14-year-old boy or whatever. He gets in the car and the old guy is about to pull out his. Do you see that?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's Michigan. Predator Poachers, Michigan.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, I said that. I was like, bro, I'm over here wondering how far are you gonna go with this? Like, you're gonna be like the guy in South Park, like wait, you're gonna start doing it. He's like, gotcha. Freeze.
Freeze.
You're going down, buddy. Hell no. That's funny. But the reason once again, I hate bringing that example up, but I just have to because it's so true. It's so true, almost to that point to where it's like, damn, it's gonna come to the point where there's gonna have to be like actual sting houses on every catch because that's how far the police, wanted to go to then be like, okay, well now we have enough evidence because he was unzipping his pants while yeah.
Oh my goodness, yo.
That's crazy.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, but no, dude, that's ridiculous that they won't. I mean, they should be jumping all over groups like us.
Yeah.
They really should because the evidence is. I mean, obviously, not everyone's going to have the perfect evidence. They might do things the wrong way. But like our evidence, detectives and police have looked at our chat logs and all that. They say, hey, you're doing a good job. The chats are perfect. Like when you approach the guys, you do it pretty good. Like you make it known that you're not police. Like our evidence is damn near perfect. They should be jumping all over this, and they should want to do this to prevent these things from happening. Because you know, these guys that we catch, it's not like, oh, there's just this guy that just stumbled upon a 15 or 14-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't normally do this, but he just made the wrong decision right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that, because after we catch somebody, we're getting flooded with messages on, oh, the guy you just caught, yeah, he molested me when I was a kid, or he molested my sister 2 years ago, or he was trying to lure my kid into his house last week. Like, we're always getting messages like that, or they're talking to multiple decoys. Oh, you know what I mean? They're talking to multiple, so it's not just some guy making one mistake. He's like a lot of these guys are talking to like 3 of us. So it's like, you need to take this seriously, because these guys are actual predators. They've done it before. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you're bringing all this up, because, and I'm sorry if I cut you off, but I have to get it out before I forget.
You're good.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because at the beginning of my interviews with you guys, I had a lot of people that are not fans of what you guys do and say, oh, you know, that was just probably like a one-time thing. You guys making him look like the worst of the worst and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I'm like,
right.
I'm pretty sure.
No, bro. I'm telling you, because I've had that thought before too. Like,
right.
Because, you know, I'm a human. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of empathy for people. Like, I don't like making people feel bad. So when I'm doing this, I'm making someone feel bad. Mm-hmm. So a little part of me almost starts to feel bad for him. Like a little, I'm talking like this much. Like, I start to almost feel bad. Like, well, maybe he's just making a mistake. Like, he just made a mistake. Because a decoy is of age. He's looking at an of-age girl. You know what I'm saying? So the girl, because our decoys, they look pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I can say that because they're not minors. I can say that they're not minors, so I can say they look good. You know, so they're seeing a girl that looks good. So they're like, oh damn, she's beautiful. Oh, she's 14. What the heck? I'm just gonna go for it. It's not like that, man. These guys are talking to multiple decoys. We get flooded with messages how they've done it before. They've been creepy with girls, underage girls before. So it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
I'm so glad you brought that up, and once again, to the viewers that after this stream is over, kind of like find this video and you're not a fan of people that do this on a daily basis, you know, let that be known that it's not just kind of like going on a whim and saying, oh well, you know, no, there's different reasons why these chat logs build up and why the person decides to actually like show up for a meeting with a predator catcher, right? And the predator catcher like already knows, like he's not the only one, you know, that he's been talking to. Like you just said like a minute ago, there's other decoys also talking to the same person, and so you know there's different reasons of why kind of like following through with a catch, if that makes any sense. So I'm glad you brought that up, man.
Right.
All right, so getting back to business here. From the first catch, all right, with the guy trying to meet up with a boy in the woods, okay, all the way until now, the type of predator and pedophile that you've encountered, all right, on these different catches, would you say, you know, it's gotten worse with every catch, with like each one that you meet, or it just kind of like they're all like the same, or you know, has there been one that standing out of all the catches? How like terrible it was, or
did one stand out? That's what you asked, right? Sorry, I texted somebody. You asked, did one stand out?
Yeah, pretty much like, you know, like what has been like your experience with like with every catch, you know, has the first pedophile or predator like been worse than like the last one, vice versa? Has it been like a mix, you know?
It's a mix, because the first guy I talked to, the boy in the woods guy, he was one of the most graphic dudes. He was one of the most nasty guys I've talked to. He was my first one, you know. And then I'll have ones in between where they're kind of mild. They hardly say anything, but they just say, "I want to fuck you," and they'll just say that. They're not too graphic. They're not saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. They just say enough for us to catch them, you know. then some of them are just outright, just downright disgusting. Like, I can't believe this guy actually exists, and he talks like we had a guy talk about, and we actually didn't confront him because he got tipped off right before we caught him.
Oh, damn.
But he talked about having sex with this minor with the minor's mom. And he was describing, I don't even want to say it all because he was describing it. It was just so disgusting and disturbing. Like the police contacted us and said, "Can you send me the chats of that guy? We're looking into that." They had to, because that was just disgusting. Like, you basically raped a girl with her mom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the most disgusting ones. Like one of the more bad ones, like the teacher, like that was probably our biggest catch. The teacher from Lebanon High School. Like, yeah, that's just disturbing, man. Like, you brought a 14-year-old in the school that you work at while school is in session to meet her. You said, "Meet me in the storage closet." He said, knock on the storage closet, and I'll let you in. Like, so what? You're just gonna be chilling in the storage closet, bro? Like, bro, like, what is this? Like, it did not seem real, bro. I've said this so many times. I was convinced that this was a troll.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get there. There was not gonna be anyone there. And then he would just disappear and stop talking to us. But sure enough, there the door is propped up by the rock that he said he was going to prop it open with. Sure enough, there he is holding the door open for her, like, "Come on in." Bro. And like a lot of people don't know, he was talking to 3 of our decoys.
You see, once again,
he was talking to 3 of them, and one of them was 13. There's 2 14, one 14-year-old, and the other one was either 14 or 15. But then there was a 13-year-old. And he messaged, I'm pretty sure it was the 13-year-old. He messaged the 13-year-old right before he opened the door for our decoy to walk when we caught him. So he was like, message her, "Come on in." Bro, what is you doing? And he followed the page. Oh, shit. And he followed our page.
Oh my goodness.
He was commenting. Bro, he was commenting on the video the night before. Well, the catch that I did the night before, he was commenting on it.
Oh my goodness. Yo, nothing surprises me anymore, bro. Like it honestly doesn't.
Right.
So before we go any further, all right, with more questions, we have a question from Lon Java, which is on the screen. She says, "Is there ever a time you feel going to the feds instead of local police would be called for?"
Not necessarily. Maybe if we get a guy, you know, if we know a guy's information and we can look him up and find out his background, depending on, like, you know, if he has like a long list of crazy things, if he's very, like, you know, just a dangerous person, if he's done it before and we know it's been done before, if we feel like maybe it's possibly sex traffickers or something, maybe then we would, maybe. But there hasn't really been a time where we felt like we had to go that high up. You know what I mean?
Not yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. There was one time where I probably should have, because I'm pretty sure this one time I did a catch. I'm convinced that it was a sex trafficking setup.
Okay.
To kidnap this girl. I'm 100% convinced it was.
And by the way, this is great. I'm loving the way, like, what you're saying. It leads me to, like, the questions that I want to ask. So, okay, that being said, all right. And you said that was the only time that you felt that way, that it might have been part of like a bigger, like an organized type of sex trafficking ring.
Yeah. Well, there was a few other times where the guys kind of just the type of guy we confronted, it kind of seemed like, I think he might be a sex trafficker, but we don't know. We can't know. Like, this one time we caught this guy twice. Solomon, I don't know if you saw those catches. His name was Solomon.
That one, no.
So we caught him. And then the next week we caught him again. We caught him again with one of the girls that was there at the first confrontation. We caught him because she was there just to be there at the first confrontation. Then we caught him, and then he hit up my decoy. He was talking to hunters versus predators, and then he hit up my decoy, who the girl was there confronting him with us. He didn't he like when he was texting us, he was like, "You look familiar, very familiar." Yeah, I wonder why, bro. I wonder why she looks familiar. So we caught him again that next week with the same girl,
goodness.
and but he had a different car. He had a new car, so it was like that kind of in the way he was acting.
Okay,
he had a new car. The way he was acting, kind of like I don't know. He was just too arrogant. Like maybe it kind of felt like he thought that he was a bigwig or he was too like he can't be touched type of person. Like like maybe he was a sex trafficker. Like I know people. Like you don't want to mess with me. You know what I mean? Like or something. Yeah. I don't know. There's something off about him. So there's been like that, and there was a couple other times where I kind of thought that it might have been a sex trafficking setup. But not sure. But that one time I am convinced it was.
Now, the reason why I asked that question is because at the end of the day, this is kind of like the bigger picture that I believe all of you guys are trying to tackle. What's the bigger picture?
Right.
Like trampling or cutting off or breaking down or pulverizing or demolishing sex trafficking rings or possible connections to sex trafficking rings. Right. What do you think about? What are your thoughts on SRI? SRA, satanic ritual abuse. Have you heard about it? Do you know what it is? Like, how do you feel? What do you think about it?
Which specific I mean, I know some stuff about like sacrificing kids and adrenochrome and all that weird shit that like a lot of elites are doing. Like, I know about some of that stuff. Like, I definitely believe that shit is real. Like, they're doing that stuff. Whether it, all the spooky stuff, like, oh, they take this and they get power from it. Like, who knows if that's true? But they're doing that. They think it's true.
That's good. That's good. Well, that's my same mindset. Is I believe it to be a fact that these higher ups, that we don't even know of, are doing this to children. Teenagers, adults, doesn't matter, but they believe that most of whatever power they get or whatever is from children. And the younger the better, and the younger the more power they get, and it's just sick, bro. And you guys going out there on the field and day in, day out doing what you do is helping prevent that from happening. And that's why I support you guys. That's why I follow your content. That's why I try my best to share your content forward with everybody else, because at the end of the day, that at the core is what we're trying. Well, what I believe, you guys are trying to prevent. So, I mean,
right. Yeah, that's like a bigger goal that we could hope to once, at some time reach that and stop. I don't know if we'll ever reach that high, but we got to get on that path. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff is real. Yeah, they are doing that stuff. You can tell by the way the world is. Why? I mean, that's one reason why these predators get off so easy, because they're doing it. Like the people that are running this country, the world, however big you think it is, the higher ups, they're doing that stuff. They're actually doing that stuff. And there's stuff about how like there's stuff about how like if you have sex, like I don't remember where I read this, but I've read this in different places. Like some of these people believe if you have sex with a kid, you actually get power from. Like it's some weird stuff where if you have sex with a kid, it sends like some kind of shocks up their chakras or some kind of like it does something. It sends some kind of weird wavelength shock up their chakras, and it makes the kid have a split personality.
Yes. Yes.
And that happens like that.
MK Ultra mind control, baby.
Right? Yeah. All that crazy stuff, man. They're doing that stuff, and they use kids a lot. They use a lot of kids for that stuff, man.
I'll just say this for those of you watching right now or watching this afterwards, just look up. I mean, don't look into it. Don't like read the actual book, but there's a book called, I think, Black Magic by Aleister Crowley. Right. And on its surface, it pretty much like talks about.
I have this one.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, show it a little closer.
Now, anyone that wonders why I have this, I look into this stuff so I know about it.
There you go. But that's smart. That's
this is
smart.
not the book you're talking about, but
it's another one.
This is
yeah.
Aleister Crowley. This is Aleister Crowley.
See, I'm glad. You see, I said something and he backed it up and kind of confirmed it with something else that has to do with the same thing. And I'm glad you brought that up because honestly, I didn't know about that one, but I know that in the Magic title, the book titled Magic by Aleister Crowley, it goes in depth about like the abuse of children and what it does for whoever it does.
Yeah, I think that's where I read it.
Okay,
that might have been where I read it.
Well, so that's good, man. We're on the same page about that.
That's some crazy stuff right there.
Yeah. So that being said, because I know you're somewhat of a spiritual person yourself, right? Obviously, on the positive and good side of things, what do you think is missing, spiritually, right? When you confront these pedophiles and predators, like, what do you think you could improve or add on to your approach and confrontation spiritually, if you've even thought about that, to help with the confrontation itself, the meetup?
Ooh, I don't know. I could mention more about needing God and the Most High. I could mention that more because that's kind of what I wanted to do when I first started doing that. Is because I started off doing with a few guys. We all believe in the Bible. We congregate with each other a little bit. So we did want to go into this and start reading some scriptures to them, not being too like preachy or anything with the Bible, but reading just a few scriptures every catch to them, letting them know what the hell they're doing, man. Like y'all need to quit it. Like y'all need to quit because this is serious. Like you need the Most High in your life. Like you need the Most High in your life.
Good. That's good because I know the people in the chat know about this about me, but I've said many times that if and whenever God allows me to go out there on the field and do this at some point, that's something that I want to make sure that they hear because, people that are out here doing this, like molesting children and all that, or trying to molest children, they need that spiritual smack in the face of like, listen, at the end of the day, you're not going to get away with it. All right. There will be justice to be done. There will be revenge, not from me, but from the Most High. All right. So whatever you think you're going to get away with before you die, unless you turn around and do a 180 degree and change your life, like genuinely change your life for the better, and turn to the Most High and change your ways, you're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good ending.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Because and I that's one thing. Like some people they don't want us to really like pray for them or want them to get help, but we want them to stop. We want them to get help, and we want them to stop. So if that's something that will make some of these people change, then that's what needs to be done. They need the Most High, pray for them, but we want them to change so they stop doing this to kids. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that type of talk is not going to get everyone to change, but it might get some people to change. You know what I'm saying? And, as a believer, we have to do. We have to stand up for what we believe in. Like, I'm not forcing anyone to believe in what I believe in. I'm not forcing you to. I'm not telling you to.
Right.
But it says, "Who will stand up for me against the evil?" You know what I'm saying? Who will stand up for the Most High? So we have to. And we will. So that's one thing that might be missing from. I don't want to get too crazy preachy on them.
Right.
But maybe I could add that in a little bit more because I have a little bit. I have said a few things here and there, but that's something I could add in for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering, just because I don't see too much of that from a lot of the catchers out there. It'd be interesting just to see. And I'll say this: even if even if that person doesn't end up changing, for the better and doing a complete 180 and just stopping altogether what they're doing and turning into a new leaf or whatever. The fact that the word was mentioned and the fact that, they were told, at that point in time, gives them no excuse later on that no one warned them. No one, tried to.
The blood is off my hands. I warned
Exactly.
you.
Exactly. Exactly. So, okay. Man, it's been an hour already. Dear God. All right. I'm sorry about this, man. Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, when things are good.
right. Yeah. I took the day off of work. I ain't got nothing to do, bro. So.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I don't even know how long your boy here even has one of those. So.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. But I'm glad I'm here right now doing this because this is a really great talk, a really great conversation. You're a great dude.
Hey, same to you, bro. Same to you.
Appreciate that. So I don't even care if whatever happens with the other thing, it happens. It is what it is, honestly.
Right.
Okay. So what are your next steps, within this community, within what you're doing, what's next for you and the team? What could we be like expecting anytime soon?
Well, so we just got the non-for-profit started. We just applied for the 501c. We are officially a nonprofit. We're just about to get that. Haven't got that 501c yet. So hopefully so we can start getting grants and funding. We can really upgrade everything, so we can become a lot better and more efficient. Hopefully we're going to start working with more law enforcement. Hopefully more prosecutors start taking us more seriously. We're working towards that stuff. You can expect to see us travel more. Like we want to start traveling more. Like I just went to Kentucky with Dads Against Predators, which was cool. That was the second time traveling with them. Went to South Bend with them for a Sting House, and we did Kentucky for a Sting House, which was pretty dope. We caught 5 guys. They caught all together. We got there late. Dap was there early Friday. We got there real late Friday. So they had a day ahead of us. So all together, between both of us, we caught 12 guys. And 12 guys in 2 days.
Yeah, that's
and they weren't like those guys, those are guys that we started talking to when we got there. We got there, we set up the profile, then we caught them. It wasn't like guys we were talking to from weeks before and then we came there and met them.
Right.
That's bad, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just about to say.
That shows you how bad the problem is.
Yeah.
Like we could go anywhere, just any random place, just set up shop. And if we're there for like a week, if we go somewhere for like a week, I promise you, we'll have like 20 catches at least.
Yep.
I swear.
No. And I believe you. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I even do this, just to kind of like help spread awareness about how serious this matter is and how a lot of people, they don't see much on the news. So that's why they don't know how much of it goes on and how, frequent and how much of it goes on at the same time. So I'm glad you pointed that out. For those of you watching this afterwards, like saying, oh, but, I don't hear much about this. Well, how come it doesn't pop up on the news? That's another conversation altogether. But, it happens way more than we know. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I do have to cut this kind of short. All right. But before I do that, I'm gonna let everybody know about your YouTube channel. All right. Predator Catchers Indianapolis on YouTube and on Instagram. Okay. Now I'm gonna let you share other channels that might be of interest for the viewer right now and whoever watches afterwards. What you mentioned some earlier, but I want you to mention them again for those of you who want to like watch the other content from the other channels and other profiles. Go ahead, brother. Okay,
so so my branch is Predator Catchers Indianapolis. He said he's gonna put the links for I have Facebook, YouTube, On Instagram, we have a TikTok. Instagram is PCI317. The TikTok is can't remember what is it. I have to look real quick. It's PCI Indianapolis because I changed the name. That's TikTok. So the other groups, I have Predator Catchers Muncie. You can find them on Facebook. They're just on Facebook for now. There's Predator Catchers Anderson. They're just on Facebook for now. We're going to get them going with the YouTube channel here soon, and
Good.
TikTok, Instagram, and all that good stuff. So we have Hunters versus Predators. They're in Franklin, Indiana. They're on Facebook. Only Facebook for now. All these groups are just Facebook for now. So Hunters versus Predators on Facebook, and Bikers Against Predators on Facebook, and they are based out in Warsaw, Indiana. And that's all of our groups right there.
Awesome. That's a lot. That's a lot to take right there, but that's good. That means that you guys are putting in work and y'all are busy, so that is perfect. That being said, my brother, T-Coy is wanting you to roar before you go.
Roar.
Oh my, that sounds more like a burp. I'm kidding.
I was too close to the mic. My bad.
Oh my goodness, my brother, it was good having you here, man. We have to do this again another time, another day, because there's a lot more questions I have that I didn't get to ask. But for time's sake, and I value your time and I value everybody else's time, I'm going to cut it short now today, but we'll definitely do this again another time. All right. So anything else you want to say to the people in the chat before we go?
Just keep supporting your predator catchers, man. Like, support all of them. Support all of them. Even the ones you don't like, support them. I would like to say to all predator catchers, the groups, can we please squash the beefs, man? Can we please squash the beefs? I'm not naming any names, but I understand you can hate someone. Sometimes you just don't get along with someone, but let's like squash the beefs. Like, you know, like keep it behind closed doors. Like, we all need to like come together somewhat in this and not have so many beefs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see happening. We need to come together with this.
I agree 110% about that.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Just keep watching out for more catches. Be watching out for some collabs. I got some more collabs coming. Should be collabing with Predator Poachers Ohio soon.
Nice.
I might collab with Keenan Zerk. We're trying to. I don't know if we are or not. But yeah, just keep lookout for more stuff coming out, y'all.
Awesome. I appreciate your time, man. So we'll definitely keep Julie Harmon's on in prayer, all right? Because I saw the message earlier and I put it up here. So we'll keep her in prayer. Guys, thank you for stopping by. A huge round of applause, all right, for PCI over here for all the work you do, all right? Yep, definitely a round of applause, brother.
Appreciate it.
Keep doing what you do, and we'll set up for another day, another interview, all right? God bless you and your family and your team and everything you do. And, man, you keep doing what you do for a long period of time, and may God protect you and keep you safe at all times when you're out there doing what you do, all right?
Right on. God bless you too, brother. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. No, it's been a pleasure for me. So,
right on.
All right, my man. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna say some final words to the people over here, and peace out. All right.
All right. Later.
Peace out, bro. So that was a very great interview. I'm glad all of you guys showed up for it. I do appreciate the love and support you guys always show me. As I said, we are going to do another interview at another day. Hopefully, we'll get some more questions that I had for him. But, you know, like I said earlier, for time's sake, I'm going to let y'all go right now. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic supporters. I do not know what I would be doing right now if it weren't for you guys, so I appreciate it. And if someone can put up the link to you know what before I go, I'll appreciate it. There is a Teespring store that I have out. All right. If you guys want to support your boy over here, I would really appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you can and want to, it's there for you guys to support me and all that good stuff and help the channel not only grow, but keep moving forward. So I'll highly appreciate that. That being said, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful, beautiful day. May the Lord bless every single one of you guys as he always does. And you guys can follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. All right. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. If you reach out, I'll reach out back. I mean, it only takes a second for me to respond to you guys. So if you want to do that, follow me on Instagram, your boy JDQ. All right. And yeah, that's the last thing I will say before I bounce. It is my love's birthday today. All right. So I'm gonna have some great time the rest of the day, and we're gonna have some great dinner later on tonight. Yeah, you guys have been great. So, oh my goodness, may the Lord bless you, Blunt Java. What was that? Dang, I have absolutely no words. That is crazy. I appreciate that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. That's, yeah, I'm lost for words, man. I'm about to cry. But wow, I highly appreciate that. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say thank you for that, but thank you again. I highly appreciate it. Yeah, you guys are great. Even if that didn't happen, still, I mean, the fact that you're here supporting visually, I appreciate it. But that's a cherry on top. So that's awesome. Damn, I'm still blown away. Okay. Yeah, that being said, go check out the link on Teespring. I'll appreciate it if you can, to help this channel keep moving forward and keep doing more interviews and great content for you guys. All right. God bless and love you all. And I mean that. I'm gonna do a quick roll call before I leave. Jenny, and of course, I appreciate that, Blonde. By the way, Blonde, Jen, Runner, Miss Megan, My Life, PCI, thank you for coming on the show, bro. I appreciate you, and much love to you too. FM, Colorado Pet Approachers, Daps Diary, Brett Matheny, Jenny T, Ash Blue, Miss Megan. Who else we got on here? I don't want to. Oh, T-Coil, of course. I forget. I know there's some of you that I'm not gonna. Oh, Red Hood, of course, in the house as always. Man, and if I don't mention you, it's because, as y'all know, StreamYard doesn't let me scroll all the way back. Predator Poachers in the house. I didn't even know this until now. Holy crap! Thank you for stopping by, man. Anthony, of course, always here too. Man, I'm trying to make sure I get everybody before I leave. Yeah, that's all the ones that I can see from here. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day, man. Blind Java, thank you again for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop and leave before I cry. So y'all have a blessed day, man. I'll be back sometime this week. All right, there's a few shifts and changes that I have to accommodate myself to, but we're gonna get things rolling and we're gonna move forward. All right, peace out, guys.